Hi, this is Greg Johnson with Blue Book Services. This is our week in review. I'm joined as always by Pamela Riemann-Schneider, our retail editor. And Pamela, you're not in your office. In fact, you're in the same state as me.
Yeah, amazing. Except I'm remote in a remote part of Missouri, actually, enjoying some pre-4th of July fireworks, courtesy Missouri style. And I also had a chance to bring along my peach truck peaches and share them with everyone along this ride. So fear not, we did make it all the way through 25 pounds of peaches in less than a week.
Yeah, hopefully our viewers saw either or both of those videos, but we actually have more peach news this week, don't we?
Yes, and actually, I thought it was really interesting to see that one of the largest peach farms in the country, Titan Farms, has launched what was it called? A beauty box of Carolina Beauty box of peaches that you can send direct to consumers. And here's the deal: people who have been in the produce business for a long time are pretty familiar with the concept of gift fruit. Especially in like Texas grapefruit and then Harry and David, for example, those pears that you get with the one gold pear at the end. But what I feel like this thing about peaches being different is that we're really trying to figure out this flavor equation, because we all know there are perfect peaches out there, but oftentimes we don't find them at the store. And yet again, a number of people have reached out to me and said, you know what, maybe I need to try this because I can't pick a peach at the store. And to see someone like Titan Farms going into this, that's not a small farm. That's major commercial quantities.
Yes, this is far beyond gimmicky business, and this is getting well into big business territory, which to me means this is a real trend, and it's great that this industry has identified something that's holding them back from their full potential and thinking of different ways to present a better product to consumers.
And I just think about the things that have paved the way for this, because what would have been extremely cost prohibitive before, um, the shipping of fruit. I mean, you and I have both gotten samples over and over and over again, but the logistics of doing it well have been a challenge for a long time. But there are a lot of things that have happened over the last 10 years to make this a better experience, including meal kits. Delivering direct to consumers with meal kits, I think, has helped a lot of the service providers like UPS and FedEx optimize carrying perishables to a wider scale. So this is definitely something to keep an eye on. And I'm wondering, I believe you can send Cosmic Crisp apples to people. And this could be something for the ultra premium fruit varieties that are coming out. We see ultra premium berries, especially from greenhouses. This is a niche that consumers are looking for, and the scale is getting a lot bigger.
Well, when you're talking about your peach experience, it's not even ultra premium pricing. You do have to buy a lot, but per pound, it's not that bad. It ended up being about $2 a pound, right?
Yeah, $2 a pound to pick it up from the semi truck, and then they also had an option that you could have them shipped directly to your house. It was a little bit more expensive, but if you think about going to a retailer and spending, a premium price for peaches would probably be anywhere from $2.99 to $3.99 a pound. So $2 a pound or $3 a pound when you factor in the shipping isn't that much.
Well, one of the things we talked about last week was our shipments of cherries, which of course mine are all gone here. 5 pounds went in less than 5 days. Uh, but we had some news out of the Northwest this week. There have been record heat wave up there. And our story today talking about what's going on at the retail level. There are 3 straight days in Portland and Seattle of over 100, and I believe it was Monday where both cities set an all-time high. And I can, not many viewers know this, but I grew up in Oregon, and our house had air conditioning, but a lot of my friends' houses did not have air conditioning because you didn't need it. It always cooled off at night, even if it was up into the 80s and 90s during the day. There's no humidity. So that area of the country really does not know how to deal with this kind of heat. like Missouri or Central South Texas, and it's awful. We have some coverage of um, social media of people going to grocery stores in the Pacific Northwest, and they have sheeting over perishables, including the refrigerated fresh produce. And like I've experienced here, when it's been over 100 degrees, your air conditioner cannot work hard enough to keep it cool enough, and that's what's happening in these grocery stores. And it looks horrible.
Yeah, hopefully this doesn't last too long because it's only July 1st, July 2nd, by the time this airs. But I don't know if they can keep up with this. And I even saw some of the coverage, especially from Business Insider, had that great photo of the organic produce department. And they also talked about some food service people are having some issues with keeping fresh produce cool, and just the strain on systems. They're just not equipped to cool for this long. I'm sure, I'm used to 110 degrees. And even then, if your condenser starts to freeze up if you try to work it too hard, that's probably what's going on. And of course, all these people who don't have air conditioning, what's one of the biggest places that you can go that's always air conditioned? The grocery store,
Yeah,
or the mall, or somewhere like that. So people are probably
library.
places, banning the doors. Don't stop opening the door. you know? But that's why you see the sheeting and the nightshades. A lot of them already have those. It's like a garage door that goes over the case to try to keep the cool temperatures in. So I mean, but the good news is it doesn't seem like cherries are being affected too much by the heat. And as far as I know, other than sunburning, do apples? Uh, they're getting ready to harvest. I don't know. In about a month is the rave will start. I believe it's a late July apple. So I'm sure they're keeping an eye on those as well.
Well, I talked to Northwest cherry growers, and I also did ask about apples, and there didn't seem to be much concern about apples. There really wasn't that much concern about cherries. They can harvest at night. They didn't expect the volumes to be down too much. It's already, I think, something like 17% larger than last year's crop, and close to half of it's already been picked and shipped. So, yeah, that was the good news out of the Northwest, is cherries still should be, excuse me, very strong through July.
Oh, and there's even cherry companies out there who market on harvesting at night. Hood River is one of them. So that seems to be a well-established practice to try to beat the heat. One of the other things I saw on my drive from Texas to Missouri, I'm in rural Missouri right now, and every couple of miles there's a Dollar General. I've been watching them for years as they've integrated fresh produce, and while they sent out a press release yesterday that really solidified their commitment to bringing fresh produce to food deserts. CEO Todd Vassos even mentioned, I really feel like this was a strong sentence, bringing it to communities where others won't. And that's something that I think Dollar General needs to reinforce when they come up against opposition from people saying that Dollar General puts other retailers out of business. I'm not saying that doesn't happen, but I'm also saying that you see Dollar General where you don't see anyone else. But to see that they plan to add fresh produce to 10,000 stores over the next few years, it sounds like they're really ramping up this program.
It's tough. It reminds you of the criticism that Walmart faced going into smaller towns, and Dollar General can do it at even smaller. But to me, it just comes down to consumer. What does the consumer want? What's the best way to reach the consumer? And if more consumers are going to get access to fresh produce this way, I have to call that a success.
Yeah, and for that they have fresh produce in 1,300 stores now, and I'm really plugged into social media and like to watch it, and it's really cool to see the number of the produce personnel. And that was my initial concern when Dollar General started putting fresh produce in, is are they going to be able to dedicate enough labor hours to take care of produce in these extremely small footprints, extremely low overhead. And it appears that they have a pretty robust training program. And every store that I've seen, and every one that I've seen mentioned for the managers and the training, seem to be very enthusiastic about bringing it to communities. They even do like school tours for the local school districts to have kids come in and look at fresh produce and talk about what's there. And that's not what you would, I mean, it's kind of like cognitive dissonance with Dollar General, tiny format, low overhead, and yet they're putting so much emphasis on fresh produce and perishables. It's great to see.
Well, yeah, one of the places I shop consistently is Aldi, and that's their model on a bigger food scale than Dollar General. But I'm excited to see this start to work, and I don't live in a rural area, but I can get to one pretty quickly. A lot of people think Kansas City is on a farm or something, but no, we have a city here, but the country is not very far away.
Well, I mean, where I am here, and actually it's been fun to visit my hometown in central Missouri. And my friend here lives, the closest store to her is a Dollar General. And then the next closest grocery store is actually 12 miles away. And that's a Gerb's and a Walmart. And then even farther away, more like 20, 25 miles, there's a Deerberg's and a Hy-Vee. And of course, I went to all of them because I'm a store check junkie.
Yeah,
So
well, Deerberg's is a St. Louis store, and on the Kansas City side, we don't do much St. Louis stuff.
no, they do much same stuff, but we did get to go to. We were actually ran into somebody I went to high school with at Hy-Vee. So it's a small town. It's a lot of fun to see those. So I'll probably write something about my experiences at both of those over the next couple of weeks. But for now, that's it for the Produce Reporter Week in Review. If you are not getting the Produce Reporter newsletter, you need to go to producebluebook.com and sign up.
And happy Independence Day, everyone.
Yes, more fireworks.
Don't blow your hand off.